Hello, everybody.
Have we got the tea for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Have we got the tea for you tonight? The way that your jaws are going to hit the floor.
I've been seeing a couple of people talking about it in the chat. I want to thank Baby Taz for bringing my attention to it before I start getting texts like crazy from Becca and Allie P. Craziness. But before we start, and while we're waiting on people to come in and get their notifications, just making sure. Yeah, okay. I wanted to talk for a minute about my seminar. So anybody watching this later, if you're not interested in the seminar, you can fast forward. I am doing a seminar, 2 seminars in October in Portland, Oregon, to teach healing energy work and how to work with the astral body back into the physical. The astral body has the memory of everything healthy, and I make sure everyone can feel it moving and everything when we're working with the astral body. But I've been having a lot of people signing up for the waiting list. So I just wanted to talk for a second about, this is my website. If you go to my website, you can see there's readings you can click on to schedule a reading, and then there's seminars. And if you click on seminars, it sometimes takes the page a little while to load. So if you see this little hourglass, give it a minute, then it shows you the 2 dates for the seminars. The wait list is down below. So if you're trying to register, it is open now. I'm only going to have 22 people in each class. So I'm limiting how many people, and you can register up until I think it's the end of May. I have it open for. So if you want to attend the seminar, please do sign up now. Johnny will be there, so you get to meet Johnny. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that. Let me remove that and make us bigger again. So you got anything going on, Becca? Email Becca Lenormand Readings.
House of Lenormand
Readings to schedule a reading.
Yeah, I only do personal readings Friday evenings and Saturdays, and then Sundays before 1 o'clock, because we have this situation going on. I have a full-time job, a career. This is not my full-time situation. So I'm limited on my time. For those that have emailed, I've replied. So check your emails, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
Becca, House of Lenormand Readings at gmail.com to email her about readings. I also wanted to extend our condolences to Psychic Violetta. Her son just passed away. I saw her community tab post. So our deepest condolences and love to you, Psychic Violetta. I lit a candle to try to ease his transition. It seems to have been rather sudden. He used to do videos with her when she first started her channel.
I remember he would ask her questions. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys want to send your love to her, go to her community tab. She posted about it. ASPCA last Sunday night, we were raising funds for California wildfires and the ASPCA for the animals. We're up to $9,183. Thank you all for your lovely donations. The donate button is still working, so you can go and donate more. And for those who aren't into animal charities, the World Central Kitchen donate button from our New Year's Eve fundraiser on my channel. The ASPCA was on House of Lenormand channel. The World Central Kitchen New Year's Eve was on my channel. We're up to $12,759. World Central Kitchen has boots on the ground. And I just want to say something because there's been some comments on the video from last Sunday, people complaining like, are they a nonprofit? Well, all nonprofits pay executives to run the nonprofits. They have employees that run them. That's not unusual unless you're like a local nonprofit where it's all volunteers. So I don't want to hear crap about, oh, they pay executives. Some people were talking about, I only give to local charities. Fine, do that. Go donate blankets, food, money, whatever in your area. Animals need help all year round. But if you would like to help with the California situation, we thought that was a wonderful way. We're limited to charities that are registered with YouTube. We can't do individual small charities. They have to be registered through YouTube. So I don't want to hear complaints from people about what charities we pick. If you don't want to participate, don't participate. You don't need to leave the negative comments. I just want to think.
Or go to YouTube personally and chew their asses out, because it's not our choice who gets to be on YouTube for fundraising. That's not up to us.
Yeah,
That's
you have to have registered it's up to the charities. They have to register their 501c3 or whatever it's called with YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's up to the charities. It's not even YouTube. So
don't take something that is meant to be a community effort to generosity for those in need and turn it into something ugly, because that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, take your ugly behavior somewhere else. We don't want to hear about it. Don't get my Aries riled up.
mm-hmm.
And I have to say, we consistently do fundraisers on both of our channels. And I don't see a lot of readers doing fundraisers, but we consistently do fundraisers on our channels. And I want to thank those readers who join us for those fundraisers. And I want to thank everybody who has donated. And I want to thank our moderators who help us with those and post a lot of links for us.
Yeah.
So,
and while you're at it, don't forget to thank your Etsy witches, your TikTok witches, your brujas, your brujos, your ancestors, your guides, and everybody else who came together as a community to curse and hex Donald Trump and his entire band of misfits, because it appears to be working.
Who can't, he always tells on himself. So Becca, please share with us what he shared in his rally today. If you'll read it first and then play it, what he said in his rally today, telling on himself and Elon.
Can you make me bigger, Jenny? Please?
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Okay, you guys ready? Pay attention.
Popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And his son's name was cute as a button, a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
So for those of you that didn't catch it, let me read you the excerpt real quick. And thank you, Stephanie, for bringing it to my attention. He said, Elon was very effective. He knows those computers better than anybody, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. It was pretty good. Thank you, Elon. So did I just hear what I just heard? Did I just
He totally admitted. Yeah, and he earlier in his speech he said,
"Oh, can you make me smaller? Sorry."
Yeah, earlier in his speech he said, "What I wouldn't do to win an election." Yeah, we know you cheated.
So for those of you that think that her and I are crazy, that have been going around saying he stole it, I said he stole it back in, was it June or July when I did his grand tableau, that he was going to steal the election. And here we are, out of the horse's mouth. There's all the proof you need. So in case you didn't catch it in June when he started saying, I don't need your votes, I have all the votes I need, I'm going to have it fixed so good you'll never have to vote again. tonight, January 19th, 2025.
Hasn't even taken the oath yet.
He just admitted it.
He just admitted
it. Computers.
And he kept going on and on about what a landslide that they won by. He was trying to embarrass Kamala more. But, there's several things we're going to look at. Like the invitation to the inauguration doesn't have Trump's or Vance's name on it, which is weird. There's no moving vans at the White House or at Harris's home for the VP. Harris has not given a tour to Vance of the home for VP. It's
Jenny. Sorry, my aunt is texting me because she's freaking the F out. Braxie's grandma that raised her, she's like, what the F is going on? Why are they like, I'm like, chill out, calm down. So I'm trying to keep her sane. If you hear my phone dinging, that's my aunt crapping her pants. I called her, she's okay, because they're up in the area where there was fires and stuff. They're okay. My family's doing okay. I think I said it last week. But Jenny, besides all that, those MAGA idiots that were complaining about the price of eggs, Jenny, sorry, there's my aunt again, that were complaining about the price of eggs, spent money on airfare, spent money on hotels, bought tickets for the inauguration that are now being told it's commemorative. Good luck getting your freaking money back. I bet you none of those people got
the big televisions out, took the big screens out,
the jumbotrons out. Now you're going to sit in your hotel room watching the inauguration. But tell me about the price of eggs again. I just, and now they're pissed. It's like he's been grifting you people for 8 years and you still don't get it. Come on, baby. Come on. So there's
a boycott on the inauguration. Yeah, they're saying not to wait. I got to stop my screen sharing down below. They're saying not to watch the inauguration. The inauguration, is at noon Eastern time. To watch, some other channel. Somebody texted me, oh, watch documentaries about Martin Luther King on PBS. I said, no, PBS is running the inauguration. It's superseding.
I'll be on my Kindle all night with all my stuff off.
I'm going to watch right up to when he puts his hand on it, and it's probably going to be that damn Trump Bible. I'm going to watch till he puts his hand on the Bible just to see if somebody doesn't snap some handcuffs on him at the last minute. Because it's indoors now.
With all of this, and he just said it tonight.
He just said it tonight. He just admitted tonight that Elon helped him
steal the election.
He knows those voting machines.
He knows a lot about computers, especially those vote counting computers.
The tallying. So, first question.
Sorry. I mean, I just can't.
It's so blatant
around where all of this evidence is right there, and they're just going to be like, "Yeah, okay, go ahead."
Hey, Braxie. She's perked up now. It's like, if I stole something and then I went up to the register later and said, "Oh yeah, I stole something,"
Yeah.
Unless they saw me do it, they're not going to arrest me. So I want to know.
And it wasn't just Trump. Ken Paxton a couple of weeks ago was saying the same exact thing that Donald Trump said tonight about Elon Musk.
Yes. So I want to know, was anyone in the Biden administration or national security intel, was anybody listening to that?
I'm going to mute myself. Is that okay?
Yeah. Braxie, so sweet. Hello, Braxie. Oh, Midas Touch is running kittens and puppy videos tomorrow during the inauguration. That's great. Did you hear that, Becca?
No,
Midas Touch is running kitten and puppy videos during the inauguration.
Oh, that's nice. And here's little Braxie to say hello to everybody. Say hi to all your friends. Yeah, good girl. See? There's Auntie Biscuits and Nanny Biscuits is in the chat somewhere. Yeah, Mom, you missed it. He admitted at the rally tonight. I'll read you the excerpt, Mom. I'm talking to Peggy, Jenny. Mom, he said at the rally tonight, Elon was very effective. He knows those computers better than anybody, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. It was pretty good. Thank you to Elon. That's what he said, Mom. That's what you missed.
I think they were listening, Hope, that he's admitting who he worked with and also trying to protect himself, like he's finger pointing at Elon, right? So he's kind of like trying to protect himself. Big changes coming, a lot of anxiety, but big changes. But the treachery and the stealing and the devil, they were most definitely watching. That's my watching card. They were most definitely watching. Manipulating things with Kamala and returning to this. So I'm getting they're waiting on some kind of agreement. What are you getting, Becca?
The mice, the coffin, the writer. Someone's on the way. There's cheating and thievery, loss, and news. The news is going to come out that he stole something because he lost. Yeah, somebody was listening. If this doesn't go viral by tonight or tomorrow, because it's his own admission.
Help make it go viral. If you're on Twitter, Call to Activism retweeted the clip. So find Call to Activism and retweet it.
If you're on TikTok, repost it all over TikTok, repost it all over Blue Sky. If you're on Instagram, repost it. I don't know the situation on Facebook because I got off of Facebook. But you know that they're messing with the algorithms over there just as well as Twitter. But it's the news is coming out that he stole something for a loss and the news is being delivered. So yeah, somebody was.
One last time. What is our government going to do about it? What you getting?
The fox, the sun, the scythe, the anchor, and the bouquet. What is our government going to do about Trump stealing the election? Because based on my grand tableaus and everything that I have done, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I'm sticking to my mother effing guns that this has been a trap. A long time coming, simply because he has the combination of fox and house in every single tableau. Okay, so the fox would be the scheme, his manipulation, his fraud, all of it. Okay, the scheme that he thought was going to be successful gets exposed, it's ruptured. And then there's an achievement of something that brings joy and happiness to us. So he's not going to get away with it. He doesn't get the job. The scheme is exposed here, and there's happiness, and we achieve success. So
I get they're sitting on the evidence and they're complete with it. They're worried about an insurrection, but I think with the crowd turnouts that Trump's getting and how few are there in DC, I don't think they got to worry about that. But they've got mountains of evidence. The government does, and I think they're going to present it. I think they're going to return to this to protect our country. Again, it makes them anxious, but this is treason, and their evidence is very strong. It wouldn't surprise me if they present the evidence, but also the tape of Trump saying, "Yeah." And where Trump is backstabbing Elon by trying to point the finger at him. So I'm getting it's bad news for Trump. So will they be doing something tomorrow morning before the oath of office?
let me see how I can. I'm trying to figure out how to word that in my head. Because the whole thing is just shady AF. It went from outside to the rotunda, and he was claiming it was weather related, which is horse crap. We all know it. He's trying to hide small crowd numbers because there's all sorts of vacancies all over the area. Okay. So he's trying to hide the crowd sizes, and then they moved him to the stadium, and then they canceled the rotunda, and now it's in the White House with only the Congress and the Senate present and nobody else. Has that ever happened?
No news people to broadcast it or anything?
From what I'm seeing, no. In the White House, only Congress and the Senate. So it's like, I don't think that's ever happened. And I can understand the security measures because of what he did last time, you know, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, what if this is a freaking like huge sting operation and they just want them all contained in that one room, and everybody that was an accomplice to this whole effing thing,
round them
all up in the freaking mousetrap. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds bizarre, but nothing has passed this guy. You just heard him. I just played you the tape. You just heard him, like, you know. So I'm trying to figure out how to word it in my head, Jen.
Will they be stopping Trump from taking the oath of office? And it's funny because Steve Bannon is panicked. He's saying Trump should take the oath on an airplane or something. Well, you got to have the Chief Justice there to deliver the oath. That's a no.
And Jen, have you seen the amount of National Guard and police that are there? The numbers are insane.
That's a no on Trump taking the oath.
No, they moved it from last I heard, they moved it out of the rotunda and moved it into the White House now. And today is National Popcorn Day, so just saying.
Waiting for the celebration. There's an agreement to protect, and I get a woman has like mountains of evidence that she offers up from the government. So whether that's Avril Haines or National Security Director, there's just evidence of Russia also meddling. They've done a lot of work. It's enough work, to prove the point. Strength on that, but there's still some unfinished work to be done. So nowhere in this do I get Trump taking the oath.
I get a change in the government, and there's someone new.
As for a clarifier, male or female?
I think I need to ask it differently, because we asked, will he be stopped? And it says there's a change in government and somebody new. So I need to word that differently. I just don't know how.
Trump's saying on day one he's going to release 50 executive orders.
100, I heard.
Will Trump be releasing any executive orders on Monday?
Oh, that's a good one, Steph. Steph was saying, how is he going to be feeling tomorrow? So
or tomorrow afternoon.
I'm going to ask, remind me to go back to that one, but I'm going to ask, will he be releasing any executive orders this week? I'm going to give it till the end of the week.
Will Trump be doing any executive orders this week? Thank you for the super chats. I'm watching my cards and I'm getting a no. He's dissatisfied. That's a no card. He's kind of in defense mode because of a surprise. Moving on to a new leader or illumination on who he's been working with, and the celebrity is blocked, and no executive orders.
I get that his success is burdened and blocked. Delayed, okay. Blocked. So can we ask the way that Stephanie asked?
Yeah, how is Trump feeling tomorrow afternoon? Say, about 3:00.
Okay.
How is Trump feeling?
It's on TikTok. It's going viral all over TikTok. That clip.
It's also on Twitter. Call to Activism posted it.
And check Blue Sky too, because I know it's on Blue Sky as well. So how is the orange Palpatine going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon? I just cannot believe that stupid SOB just came out and just, bleh, you know, just all over the place.
He's going to be moody as crap.
Oh my God. What you got? What you got? What you got?
I'm getting that he feels like he's getting the crumbs and manipulated by knowledge, and like America coming together on this. He's going to be moody. Of course, he has a different perspective. He's probably going to be tweeting about everybody he worked with, so he's going to probably be finger pointing. But I get the surprise moves him on. The surprise from the government, he is not liking it at all. He doesn't know how to bring it together again. He's like, he doesn't know how to.
Can you imagine, Jen? And it's hard for me to try to comprehend because the man is a sociopath, a psychopath, a malignant narcissist. I don't comprehend that level of how they think. But can you imagine sitting in a room? You just pulled off the biggest effing heist. You think you're the smartest person in there. You're just going to get away with it. And you have a secretary of retribution on dial to start going after all your enemies. You walk into the room, you're about to take the oath, and they start reading you your Miranda rights. How the F are you going to back up out of that one? How are you going to do it? He's not smart enough. Like,
the perp walk of all times.
So how is he going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon? His innocence? It's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. That he says is so important, that he's innocent. He's innocent. He's innocent. They don't have any proof. Well, guess what? Now your innocence is highly doubtful. Highly, highly doubtful. And you're guilty of treason. He's going to feel FUCKED 12 ways to Sunday.
In every orifice he has.
His nose, his ears, his mouth, his butthole, everything. Between his toes, everything, because they got him. There's no getting out of this.
Yep, his little dance where he looks like he's jerking off camels.
Yeah.
He's going to be putting it in every orifice.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. And I was thinking about Jimmy Carter's memorial, his service. All those living former presidents are privy to security briefings. You can't tell me none of them didn't know that homeboy just did what he did. They all knew it.
None of them were going to his inaugural ball or anything.
His inaugural nothing. Nobody's showing up. I mean,
so how will Kamala be feeling tomorrow afternoon?
I knew I wasn't freaking crazy, man. Like,
we've been sticking to it since the day after the election. You know, prepare for the worst. If he gets inaugurated, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. I just keep putting light around exposing everything.
Make sure you thank those witches on TikTok and Etsy, because they're working overtime right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank your witches.
Thank you, Patricia, for reposting the questions for us.
So how is Kamala going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon?
Thank you so much for the super chats. I'm going to thank everybody at the end because I'm having trouble watching for them. How will Kamala feel tomorrow afternoon? And Joe Biden brought up in his farewell speech the oligarchy in America and cyber security.
Joe, love you, man, but it's been here.
Yeah.
It's been here. It's just blatant in your face now, but it's been here. So how is Kamala going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon?
Anxious.
Thank you, Catherine, for the super chat to Jenny. That's really appreciated.
Yeah, there's like 10 of them. I'm going to hit everybody at the end. And it's funny too because Kamala said she's working on Monday. Who works on Monday? Your last day in office, right?
Well, you know, I work with my job. I'm off on Monday, so. And like I said, I ain't watching that crap. I'll be on my Kindle.
She's feeling strong. It's like justice took its sweet ass time getting here. Justice offering to the White House and the surprise moving forward. She is moving into action. She's feeling strong. She is going to go on the attack with this. Man, the thieves he worked with, they're going to get called out. I'm getting that.
Are we reading on that tonight? Because, girl.
I'm getting Biden is actually feeling restful.
I'm getting that she's very emotional and very passionate. She's got anxiety, though.
Mm-hmm.
The mice is in the center. Okay.
Yeah, I hit that on the bottom.
So that becomes the focus card. But overall, she feels like she's got a lot of power and she's got a lot of control. Confidence, power, control. Like you ain't moving.
If I were in her shoes, I'd be like nervous as hell too. Like, you know, oh my God, they're going to come after me.
Anxious and nervous. But it's almost like because she's got the moon and the heart and the sun, this is the card of emotions. This is the card of passion. With this here and the key right behind it, it's not that she's losing hope or losing desires or anything like that. It's almost like there's an elevated sense of, I wouldn't even say anxiety, like when you get the butterflies, like that excitement, anxious. Like, gosh, well, not anxious, because in my mind, I think anxious and I think bad, but I'm thinking like, ooh, it's about to go down.
It's all finally coming out.
It's about to go down, like that. Let's give me excitement.
Let's ask this: how will Elon Musk be feeling tomorrow afternoon? Because he got called out by Trump. The idiot told on himself.
He knows a lot about computers, those vote counting computers.
I mean, did not have that on my bingo card. We know he tells on himself all the time. How can he be that fucking stupid?
Because Jen, right between here, where there's supposed to be a brain, he probably put brain worms or something, and it's
there's a hamburger. I mean, I'm sure nobody wanted to go to his inaugural luncheon or whatever because they were afraid he'd serve them Burger King.
Yeah, no, he doesn't do Burger King. He only does McDonald's. But I mean, Jesus freaking Christ, dude. I guess because the votes were verified, he just thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I stole it. Elon helped me. What are they gonna do? Not inaugurate me tomorrow? Yeah, dumbass. That's exactly what can happen. you know, but
this is Petty Boots. If you don't not like salty language, go watch somebody else.
so how's Elon going to be
How's
feeling
Elon
tomorrow?
feeling tomorrow afternoon?
How's he going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon, Braxie? You don't like him either? We don't either. He's a bad person.
Trump's still arguing about the Jimmy Carter's, the flag being at half staff.
And I had seen somewhere that they're not going to raise it for him. Why should they if they're not going to effing inaugurate him when he just admitted to stealing the election?
How these MAGA people can't see that he just told on himself.
Jen, these are the people that went to his rally, and a woman lost her husband from somebody with a pew-pew, and she still follows that man. There's no helping them.
Yep.
There's no.
Carrie Underwood is supposed to perform at his inauguration. She lost over 30% last I saw. Is probably more than that now of her Spotify followers. It's like,
I don't listen to country music, but I made sure to go on my Spotify and block her.
But she's big in the country and.
So how's Elonia Muscatina going to be feeling tomorrow?
Our first lady. How's Elonia Muskrat?
Yeah, Snoop, I'm done with him too, man. Good thing I didn't buy his cookbook. When Johnny was here with me, we went to the Barnes and Nobles, and I saw the cookbook and I almost bought it. Good thing I didn't. I didn't.
They launched Melania's meme coin today, and it brought down the value of the Trump one, like billions lost, they said. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, I used to love Snoop Dogg, and I was quite disappointed when he went to Mar-a-Lago.
So how is Elon Musk going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon?
Snoop's been kind of back and forth on Trump. I thought he was not a Trump supporter the last I heard him talking.
Yeah, the last I heard him talking, he was doing like a podcast or an interview or whatever, and he was trash talking that mofo like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, exactly. I wonder what Martha Stewart thinks, because she loathes Donald Trump. And they're besties. They're always making those weed, what do you call them? Weed biscuits and stuff like that. Thank you, Joanne. How is he going to be feeling tomorrow? He's going to suffer publicly, big time. And the recognition goes to a woman. So here's the public, their success, his victory, and there's pain and suffering. And then recognition to a woman.
All I can say is he's probably doing a lot of ketamine tomorrow.
I'm not saying that they're going to flip the script and inaugurate Kamala Harris tomorrow. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you're about to be publicly humiliated big time.
He may be thinking about going to a foreign country. The work he's done is betrayed. The knowledge comes to light. His security is behind him, so he knows he's anxious. He may be thinking about, I may end up inside a jail cell.
His security, you mean he's going to drag out all his kids and use them as human shields against himself? Yeah. Yeah,
his feelings of security. The Republican Party may be breaking with him right and left, so they're going to finger point also. I get America on the move here is kind of thrown off balance, but he is moody as hell. He's probably grinding up little pills.
Sharon, Jen and I were talking about that. You cannot let him in and then hope to impeach him. There's not with the
or
Supreme
hope to take it to the Supreme Court or something. You know,
not with the Supreme Court, not with the House, and not with the Senate. The guy led an insurrection. They were like, that's cool. He's going to be in there like a tick. You know, you can't expect the institutions to hold. They didn't hold the last time when he should have been held accountable twice, and they didn't. You know, so
Trump is saying on the 21st that he's sending thousands of ICE officers to Chicago and the
Florida,
what do you call them?
Florida, Texas,
and
a bunch of other
the
states.
sanctuary cities. You know, he's sending them to the sanctuary cities. You know, and I'm sure this is coming.
Miami was on that list, and I was laughing my butt off. As a Cuban American, as a daughter of Cuban immigrants, I am laughing at those Cubans in Miami right now that are probably pooping their pants who voted for Donald Trump. You get what you voted for.
Well, yeah, I'm sure this is coming from Stephen Miller, the human birth control. So will there be any mass deportations or rounding up of people on the 21st?
I'm going to ask for this week. Because they're already happening here in Bakersfield in California up north.
Yeah.
In Trump country. And oh, by the way, Bakersfield, that whole Central Valley, that's all agriculture. So who's going to pick all those fruits? Who's going to work all those cows?
When there's a massive food shortage here in about 6 months,
not just food,
when the crops come in.
All those products from all those farmers are going to go to waste. And all those people voted for Trump. Have fun with that.
Any rounding up of immigrants this week? No. All his corrupt thoughts and everything come to an end because he's like had to walk away. His strength is drained. Him moving forward is burdened. And then I get like Kamala. He's everything's disrupted. Everything's kind of on pause. Big changes coming. No, he's isolated.
I get that there's going to be an abundance of them. A lot of them. And it's going to piss off a lot of businesses. The whip, the sun, the fish. So there's your abuse. Okay. And criticism. That's going to be successful in abundance. But this is also this is anger. You're going to piss off a lot of business owners. I don't know why I usually pull 3. My brain must have been. Did you get the Hanged Man?
That would imply that Trump gets in. But if he's pissing off business owners.
What I just said was I was supposed to pull 3, but I accidentally pulled 5.
Oh.
This says that the government is at rest.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Taking a little break.
The the
taking a
government,
little time out.
it's at rest. It's kind of just, so I don't even know what that means.
Well, the meeting with the Senate Intel Committee, which was originally showing up as midnight, they changed it on the website. That was just like a marker for it's going to be on the 21st. It's actually at like 4 something, I think, in the afternoon, 4:30 or something. So that's where Avril Haines's report was supposed to be delivered. So if all this hits the fan before the inauguration, how will that Intel meeting go?
Wait a minute. The intelligence meeting, is that the DNI report? I thought that was already out.
It's it's a meeting that was called, originally it showed up on the Senate website as 12 a.m. on the 21st. Well, they fixed the time on it. So now it's like got the real time on it, which is like 4 something in the afternoon.
So, okay, so I'm going to ask, what is the meeting about?
Yeah.
Okay. The Senate Intelligence Committee, or Senate, what is it? Senate Intelligence?
It's at 4:45 tomorrow. Senate Intel Committee. Boy, it's going to bring a lot of chaos. I'm getting that. I'm getting it to look over options because Trump lost and they've got the evidence. There's a lot of anxiety. It's to try to pull people together is what I'm getting. So I'm going to say it's about the election, the evidence that they've gotten. That Kamala should have been in the position. That I think they're going to call out that a lot of Americans aren't going to accept Trump winning. And I get a lot of exposure and changes for Republicans and those in particular involved with Russia, because this is my Mother Russia card. So it's going to cause chaos and a lot of erratic behavior, but they're presenting evidence on votes. That's what I'm getting.
I'm getting an increase in foreign aggression via marketing and satellites. I am getting, because it's the moon, the storks, and the whip. So that's creative and marketing, an increase in aggression. The ship sits right below it. Okay. How foreign adversaries are delivering news that's propaganda, and it is increasing discourse, anger. Okay. There's news of a very painful loss, however you want to. I don't get elections here. I get news of a painful loss, and there was a disruption about an opportunity that isn't the way that it is. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So let me see here. The moon and the clover, a risky opportunity, but they used a lot of marketing. News of a win, of a choice of hope, but it was all it's a loss. Rider, coffin, and cross. It was a painful loss. They have this was foreign aggression. But it increases. They've been increasing it. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's kind of like NATO and G7 releasing that report about foreign aggression in Russia.
Foreign aggression. They're doing it via enterprise for people that talk. So these could be podcasters. These could be people that have some sort of fame and are well recognized, that are carrying the message that is a foreign message, but it's all propaganda. And they have the evidence here of how that's hurting us significantly domestically. So it has to do with foreign misinformation, propaganda, and increased aggression here and abroad. And there's a pattern to the aggression. There's a pattern to it with the whip. So, and these people they're going to get criticized for playing games. People in the Congress behind closed doors in that closed door meeting in the Senate, there's going to be criticisms for people that are playing games with the danger that's there. Because it's whip, clover would be a game, and then the cross. They're going to be seriously criticized for playing games with a foreign adversary for their own gain. Does that make sense? Now, if that stops, I can't tell you, but which has always been a question. You guys are privy to this stuff, and yet you go and you get in front of the cameras and you just talk smack against our own national security. You repeat the nonsense, and it's nonsense, just for a seat and a bigger paycheck. I mean, come on.
I'm still in shock that he said that today in the
At this point, I'm not. I mean, what else is he going to do at his inauguration tomorrow? Go, hey, suckers, I stole it from you. Nothing you can do about it now. While he's trying to take the oath before they slap silver bracelets on him. I don't know at this point if it's the dementia talking, or if it's it's a combination of his dementia and his arrogance that he has not been held to account. He's gotten away with everything.
You know what's so strange is how quiet everything's like. Lindsey Graham, who's usually very loud, haven't heard a peep out of him. Josh Hawley, who's usually loud, Jim Jordan, haven't heard peeps out of these people.
And not just that, Jen, think about this. Since we saw what happened at the Capitol, okay, they have been pounding it into our heads, the danger that this man is to our democracy, to our civil rights, to our basic human fundamental rights, and a danger abroad to our allies. And he wins, and not a peep from anybody. Kamala goes up there. Yep. Okay. I'll certify the election. I'm conceding right now. I'll certify the election. Not one argument.
Not one voter fraud or, free and fair elections. Nobody on either side talking about.
When they were certifying the election, not one Democrat came out and opposed it. The only thing we saw was a circular firing squad of Nancy Pelosi and all these talking heads. Oh, but they weren't right enough. They weren't right enough. How much further right do you want us to go? They picked up Liz Cheney. How much further right? So outside of the political talking heads, nobody objected to anything we saw with our own eyes. And he's told us with his own mouth that he was going to steal the election. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, here you go. Sure. It's just too effing weird, Jen. It's too weird.
So him moving the inauguration indoors, was it because of the weather? Because none of them wanted to get cold, because it's no colder than it was for Obama's or anybody else's, winter inaugurations. Was it because of fear of getting unalived? Or was it because of the embarrassment over the crowd size?
I'm going to ask, why did he move?
Why did he move the inauguration indoors?
Exactly, Carrie. Exactly. I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah, taking down those jumbotrons so the crowds can't even be outside and watch it together.
And here's the thing. He grifted off all those people, Jen. All those people just got grifted again. Money that went to his
thousands of people protesting him coming in, and his crowd size would probably be too small.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lisa. And mind you, I want to know, which I didn't look it up, how cold was it when he was outside talking to the mob before he launched them onto the Capitol? Because I specifically remember him wearing a black coat and black gloves. How cold was it then? You had no problem standing out there.
It was cold for his first one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting he's afraid somebody would take an action against him because he knows he lost. He knows there's and he saw the crowd sizes this weekend. I'm judgment and security. I get he did it for security reasons. Blaming it on the weather, but I get he's worried that somebody will use strength against him. He may have even had a threat from a foreign leader. You owe us one.
They're saying that he was at Arlington today.
He was at Arlington today out in the cold. Yeah. Him and Vance. He was over a half hour late, but he was there.
I get the fox, the sun, the child, the bear, the lilies. It's a manipulation because his success and his victory is small.
So he knows the crowd size is small, and he may be afraid of.
I don't get that he's afraid of a pew or anything like that. I get that it's a manipulative tactic because his victory is very small and he wants to preserve the image of a very powerful victory. Very powerful, very strong victory.
They wouldn't even fill up a city block, the few people.
I would be curious to see how many MAGA supporters there are. I can do that with the Lennies. I'm just missing zeros. Do you mind if I ask?
Yeah, that's it. Because I'd heard like only 15% of people that voted are out and out MAGA. But let's see what Lennies say.
Okay, so how many Trump supporters went to DC for the inauguration? How many Trump supporters are in DC for his inauguration?
I didn't even hear a crowd size for the rally today.
Mm-mm. And even then, people were showing it on TikTok. The stadium wasn't even full.
Well, and it was, yeah, when you're in a stadium, it looks like a lot more people in a,
Somebody
it's a
was
smaller
there
stadium.
and they were going around, and where somebody was at, they squished them all in to make it look like there was more. But when you zoom around, empty, empty, empty. Just like all the rallies we saw before the election.
Yep.
He couldn't fill
He's not popular.
He couldn't fill a stadium if you paid people, So how many people are there for his rally? I get the child, which is card number 13. How many zeros come after that? I don't know. So 13,000, 1,300, 130,000. But it's
probably 13,000.
But it's small.
That's small because there were hundreds of thousands for Obama.
Jen, when Kamala Harris did her speech, where the last speech she did by the obelisk, it was, they were saying over 80,000, 85,000 at that one.
Yeah, it was huge.
No way. There's no effing way. No effing way.
So let's ask it this way. Now, his cabinet picks, if they don't get confirmed, he's going to name them as acting this and acting that. That's what he did the first time. So I don't think he really cares whether they get confirmed or not. But will any of his cabinet picks
be confirmed?
Be working in February in the administration?
So will any of Trump's cabinet picks be working in his administration in February? Correct? That arena capacity is 20,000. Yeah, I got the number 13, so I don't know if that's 13,000 or 130 or 1,300. Will any of Trump's cabinet picks be working in his administration in February of this year? I'm going to put it out there. Well, I'm going to say it without saying it because I don't know what I'm seeing. Tree man lilies. His health. And he's resting. And we asked about his cabinet.
We asked about his cabinet.
I get that he's resting.
I get they're all worried about the thievery and potentially getting caught up in it. And they're all trying to gaslight and get away from the loser. They're worried they're going to get snagged up in the net.
So if that arena holds 20,000, and from what I've seen on TikTok, the child number 13, it's probably 13,000 that showed up, if that.
That's what I'm guessing.
So, but based on the numbers that I've seen of National Guard and law enforcement and everything else, there's more law enforcement than there are Trump supporters in Washington.
And they had, I don't know how many thousands in the protest march yesterday. I mean, that was a massive crowd.
And you know what else I found funny that had me laughing and kicking my feet and giggling? Local people to Washington, D.C., recording themselves on TikTok, talking to the maggots that have flooded Washington, asking for directions, and they're purposefully sending them the wrong way.
That's so petty. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm here for it, dude. I'm here for it.
Did they think of anything else to do? Because Trump's petty.
He trashed that whole entire city just 4 years ago, you know? So yeah, I don't feel bad for people sending his brainwashed supporters on a runaround, sending them on the wrong train and stuff. No, keep doing it. I will fund you to do it. You know? I'm here for that level of petty.
Will we have trouble in the future on rigged elections? Will they finally fix the problems? They're highly susceptible to misinformation.
Yeah,
in the wrong direction.
because clearly you don't know how to pull up your phone and get Google Maps, you dumbasses. Like, I mean, oh my God. Oh my, I was laughing so hard at that stuff today. I'm telling you, when they shut down TikTok for 15 hours, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, where am I going to get my entertainment from now? You know, because the stuff they were doing was just hilarious.
Did anybody see how many people were in that protest march? Anybody get a crowd estimate?
That the mainstream media is saying it's not that big. I've been watching it on TikTok today, people going live, and it's seas of people. And then there's people in the apartments in that area doing lives on TikToks, and it's just seas of people. Seas and seas and
filling the streets. Like,
Wait, what was the question?
Will our elections, will we have trouble with them being rigged in the future? $50,000.
They successfully cut the head off the snake. So if there's malware or anything else that was used to hack, this would be malicious hacking. It gets exposed and it's not successful. So literally cutting the head off the snake, if that makes sense. Because I'm thinking that when he had, looking at this spread, and I'm thinking of when he had cyber ninjas and they figured out the coding, or whatever they did, they probably put malware in there to say, after so many of this, change it to this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, because of all the down ballot Democrat votes that had Trump at the top of ticket.
Or all the ballots that didn't have anybody at the bottom and only him at the top. Remember that? The bullet ballots?
Yeah.
So,
well, and it's funny, I was listening to some video with somebody, it might have been on Jessica Denson's channel, where they were talking about that these, like Dominion voting machines, they try to do things, but like we just trust them to fix when there's a problem, and we don't have rules about it and stuff. I get there's more work to be done on the internet part of it, but they're going to have more support and more people watching after what they did to Kamala trying to burden her. So I think they're going to offer up more laws to strengthen the laws around this.
Jenny, can I please ask a question?
Sure.
Can we ask how that little Keebler elf on the shelf, Moses Mike, is going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon?
Oh, yeah.
I think we forgot about
Because he
him.
showed up in every Grand Tableau. If y'all haven't watched, new viewers, if you haven't watched the Grand Tableaus on Becca's channel, House of Lenormand, and for those new viewers that are asking, like that stumbled on us, I saw a lot of people stumbled on us last week. We alternate weeks. So we're on my channel one week, Becca's the next. We're always on Sunday nights at 8 Eastern time.
I use salty language. If you don't like that, don't watch.
I use occasional salty language, and we've been doing this for almost 5 years. So we're the longest running show on in the readers world.
I am a sailor through and through. You can take the girl out the Navy, but you can't take the Navy out the girl, is just what I'm saying. So how is Moses Mike, that little weasel?
Mine's the New York girl. I lived in New York too long, most of my adult life, even though I'm from East Tennessee originally.
Yeah, Lisa, I played the video clip earlier. I have it on TikTok. I saved it.
We might have to play it again for those coming in late. Hang on, we'll look at this question. Becca will play it again for you.
How is Moses Mike going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon? Please let me get I'm shitting my pants card. Please let me get the I'm shitting my pants card.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't see any of them going to Trump's rallies with him or anything. I saw one of his cabinet picks behind him at the rally, but I didn't see MTG or anybody there. It's like,
well, Moses Mike, I heard, is fighting with one of the women in Congress from Florida, one of the Republicans. I don't know about what. How is he going to be feeling tomorrow afternoon? He's going to have runs. He's going to have the runs.
He'd be running to the drugstore to buy some diapers.
Uh-huh. I get that a lot of their scheme is exposed, and he's nervous about it. He's nervous about getting linked to that.
He's totally nervous.
The fish and the fox would be how big their scheme was. A lot of the scheming gets exposed with the sun. The birds, nervous because of something that someone said that gets exposed, and he's linked.
He is extremely nervous, trying to figure out how to spin this, treachery and treason right there, within our own government even. So he's going to be, there's a female sharing the information. So whether that's Avril Haines or somebody else, I'm getting a female sharing it. She's our director of national security. He's going to be trying to think about mulling over how to spin this. Like, okay, let me come up with something new to say about all this evidence. But I think, it's like this changes everything legally. So I think he's.
And there's something there also that he's worried about, possibly on his phone, now that I'm thinking about, or somebody's phone that links him to a conversation.
He may be thinking about how to break his support from Trump.
Too late for
that.
How
do I get out of this? How do I get out of this?
Can I play that video again for the person?
Yes, please. So for those who didn't see it, this was Trump in his rally today.
This is from Trump's rally, his victory rally in Washington tonight. Okay.
Popular guy, and he was very effective, and he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers, and we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. his son's name was cute as a button, a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And his son.
Could you shoot yourself in both feet any better?
At the same time. At the same time. And here's what I was talking to my friend Stephanie about this today. And I was like, I understand to an extent why people just accepted the results without questioning it. And I was like, and that is the most powerful tool that a narcissist uses when he abuses people is gaslighting. Gaslighting so bad that when you see something, you just accept it. When you should really be saying is he cheated in 2016. He cheated in 2020. He's a convicted felon. What would be crazy is to think that he won this fair and square. Not he won, we'll just accept the results.
I hope Jessica Denson is cramming that video up Midas Touch's butt because they let her go because she wanted to talk about this, that he had done something to rig this election and they didn't want to do it. So she left their platform and started her own.
And it's not
like Lights On is her channel, by the way, if you aren't subscribed to her.
I want to see. Okay. I don't even know how to ask this, Jen. If the crap hits the fan tomorrow, because there's no way this son of a bitch just went out there for everybody to see, yeah, I stole the election. Elon Musk is really good with those computers that count the votes. I won Pennsylvania in a landslide, which Pennsylvania, they had it marked going to Kamala Harris, just like North Carolina, and I think mostly all the swing states. Okay. Yeah. So I want to know if all this stuff happens tomorrow, how the news is going to act. Oh shit. Oh my God. Backpedal. Oh, we're so surprised he cheated. Why would you not think that he didn't?
The mainstream media, how will they, Fox aside, because Fox is going to try to figure out how to spin it.
Like I said, I understand because of how he acted in 2016 and then again in 2020. It was stolen, no evidence. So that part I understand. What I don't understand is providing a platform to invite all these people like Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of talking heads to start a circular firing squad to damage our own party when your opponent is a convicted felon, an insurrectionist, and a liar and a cheat. Why would you allow that?
And a fraud and a convicted.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like you allowed the narrative to divide the party when you know who that person on the other side is.
You knew who this man's character was when he first ran, because a lot of people like Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham were like, he's a misogynist and a traitor and a this and a that, and he's got the morals of an alley cat and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They knew what his morals were. Why would you want him?
Or his lack thereof. His lack of morals, Jenny.
Yeah. So how will mainstream media react? I think Rachel Maddow's probably the only one that won't be shocked because she's the only one that talked about he doesn't need your votes. Why is that?
Yeah, she's the only one that brought it up, and she brought it up in one show and it was never said again. And then when the results came in, they all just accepted it. The only three people that I would give the benefit of the doubt to that knew, but perhaps were not allowed to discuss their opinions would be Rachel Maddow, Lawrence O'Donnell, and Joy Reid. Maybe Chris Hayes, maybe, but everybody else just, yeah, okay, this is the way it is. Let's open up the firing squad, start complaining about how the Democrats are not Republican enough, it's just, I don't know. So how will the media react? when it's revealed that he cheated. I get that they'll go back to being loving and supporting of Kamala. Heart, woman, fox, ring, dog. They'll go back to loving Kamala because the other person committed fraud. Fraud committed. And then his allies, they'll go back to being loyal. But it's too late. You already done showed your ass. The very next day, Joe Scarborough and Mika were down there kissing the ring.
This has got further reaching. It's got global implications, obviously, you know, with NATO and everything else. That like it creates a lot of chaos in the world news, is what I'm getting. The strength on the Justice Department or strength in justice, but there's still like we can't quite see where we're going. They'll try to spin it some way. They'll probably talk about the structure of America, like, you know, how many supporters Kamala had, you know, that there's no way that.
How did she fill up entire stadiums and they had to get backup stadiums? I just don't understand how she lost. Well, now we know because Trump cheated.
All the supporters of the victors and all the betrayal by, you know, people in the government and stuff. They'll kind of like take it in and spin it. And a lot of what they say will depend on who owns their media platform.
I can see that.
They may be restricted in what all they can comment on because of who owns them.
And like I said, I understand why they didn't just come out and start saying he stole it, because they don't want to end up with a lawsuit like Fox News, and they don't want to add to the civil unrest. What I disagree with is the open autopsy, if you want to call it that, of the party, which it wasn't. It was just a criticism of Kamala Harris, and then start bringing people in. Oh, Joe Biden hates her. He didn't even want her to run. Like, why? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's comical at this point. Anything for clicks and ratings, you know?
Yeah.
And they're just as responsible for
baiting, clickbait.
Yeah. You know, it's speculation.
Who's sleeping in the White House tomorrow night?
That's a good way to ask. We're getting tricky with it, huh?
What good questions from our subscribers. And for those that don't know, we post on our community tab, usually on Saturday, sometimes Friday or Saturday for Sunday night. And somebody keeps leaving questions that are coded, like they don't want to spell it out and using emojis. Please stop that, because I don't understand one single question you left. If you can't talk in full sentences, I can't follow what you're saying.
So like, who's going to be sleeping at the White House tomorrow night?
That's a woman.
A very important married woman. Married woman that has the key. So I'm not.
She has a lot of love and joy, and they may have her sleeping there for security reasons, like not at the VP house, because there's more work to do, more agreements to do.
Yeah, I get a married woman that has access, or she has the key. So it could be Jill Biden, Jill, maybe Kamala. They're having a sleepover. I don't know, but I don't see melanoma. going over there. I mean, hell, she didn't even live there when he was in the White House, you know?
I don't see Kamala taking the oath tomorrow, so y'all don't get us wrong. But I think for protection reasons, they may have her stay at the White House tomorrow night so they can protect her, keeping an eye out.
I wish Kamala was my friend so she can make me Indian food, because let me tell you, I had the craving for Indian food the other night. So what did I do? I door dashed it, and I didn't even share it with Peanut. I got tandoori chicken, rice, and because I'm a fat ass, I got 2 orders of garlic naan. Did I share? No.
We're going sub-zero tonight, and I'm like, I really, before this cold snap hit, I really should have gotten some Chinese takeout so I could like eat on it for the next few days. Because once it drops down for the next 3 or 4 days, I won't want to go out.
Yeah.
Why did Harris not give JD Vance a tour of the VP home? From what I understand, she didn't even offer it.
Good. Good. I'm
Joe
sure
Biden offered a tea to Melania, but Melania declined to attend because, you know, that whore don't know how to play.
that hoe.
That hoe.
Nobody likes you anyways, Melania. So why did she not give him a tour?
Why did Harris not give JD Vance a tour of the VP home? Is she trying to protect her couches? Didn't want them smudged up because she had a few more days to live there.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Mm. Prevent sectional assault. So why did she not invite him for the tour of the house?
She's not going to get to move in there.
That's what I'm getting. Listen,
it's about the votes. It's about the votes. It's like, you know, the guy you're connected to in the government, you know, the full Trump, you know, I see it differently. Y'all bullied the votes and you're not getting in here. Treason and stuff. We're watching what happened with the votes. You lost.
Here's the thing. I'm writing this he ain't getting in train till the effing wheels fall off tomorrow. Because after seeing that video was just another brick in the wall, as Pink Floyd would say.
Yeah.
You know, of evidence that this mofo was not playing fair. I am going to ride that Delulu train till the wheels fall off, okay? Like,
I can't imagine anybody in our government listening to that and saying, yeah, we're going to roll over and let him take the oath. I
can't imagine anybody in our government who was informed by those same professors that penned that letter, not Spoonamore, the other people. There was like 7 of them. They went directly to the FBI and said they have the software. The elections are going to be vulnerable. The FBI showed up. How do you know? Sat down for an interview. Okay, thanks. And then left. So they knew from 2022, they knew that Trump and his people stole the software. They knew what Donald Trump was doing. They knew what Elon Musk was doing. And they're just going to be like, yeah, go ahead. I'm riding that Delulu train till the wheels fall off. I get that she has knowledge, classified information about the transition and meetings and phone calls that were had to manipulate something against her. So she knows. So it's almost like,
wait, say that again.
About the trap. This is a trap. So it's kind of like, I guess people are calling it a honeypot. I saw something on TikTok today about one of the largest stings ever in 1989. I think it was something, it was a honeypot trap. And they were trying to go after these people in the mafia. And the only way to get them was to make them go to a, I think it was a football game or something. And they moved all the regular audience somewhere else and gave those people golden like star tickets or whatever. And that's how they got them all, was lure them in.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just
circle the wagons. It's like it would be so easy to do. Like just have them all show up at the White House.
Yeah.
I wonder if any Dems were invited to the White House for the swearing in.
I saw that AOC's not going. I saw that not Barbara Walters. What's her name? Maxine Waters isn't going. I think a lot of Dems are not going to go. So, but I don't think they would have that level of intelligence or that level of security. You know what I mean? Not all of them sit on certain committees that would give, and that would be way above that level of pay grade, even for those committees. You know, Jasmine Crockett, I don't think is going.
Boy, Jasmine Crockett, you know, she's been amazing. The clips I keep seeing of her, Nancy Mace and MTG keep going after Jasmine Crockett, and I love it because she just fires back at them. Somebody asked if Jasmine Crockett took on Nancy Mace and MTG, you know, like at a oh, you want to take it outside? Who would she get to partner with her? Who would she get as a fighting buddy?
Who would be Jasmine Crockett's fighting buddy?
She's feisty.
It's a man. Mountain dog fish. It's a man. A male friend. Stubborn. Doesn't let up.
Yeah, it's somebody else that's really good with words, like she is, and can bully with the words, and then sit back and watch the fireworks happen. They know how to bait them.
Yeah, it's brown hair, brown eyed male who can be problematic, but you can't move him either. He doesn't budge. I would say he's like in his mid 30s, mid 40s, around that age, no older. But that's what I get. So I don't know who that would be.
I get, you could even throw Bobert in there. They would take him out.
Yeah. I don't think it would be Raskin. This person is from 30s to 40s. I don't think they're above 50. I don't think it would be Raskin. Oh, Moskowitz. That would be a good one. That fits. Like he trolls them and stuff. That's why they call him the little Smurf, you know, because he's always trolling them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So does Carrie Underwood regret agreeing to perform at the inauguration now that she's losing all her Spotify followers? Our newest member of the FAFO club.
Oh, yeah, she does. but she doesn't really care. She has regrets, but it's almost like, well, yeah, whatever. I'll keep growing. I'm too big. Does that make sense? It's like, girlfriend, you ain't Taylor Swift. You're not even the equivalent of Taylor Swift to the country music people. You know,
she's pretty big in country music.
But I don't think she's like Taylor Swift level. She's not a freaking bazillionaire like Taylor. You know what I mean?
She's one of the top, and she's won a lot of awards and everything. Big time, yeah. She's got regrets, and for her family too. I think she's a little bit worried. It's kind of throwing her off balance how America's responding, and what they're saying is putting her in defense mode. But she's rigid, in her beliefs. So she's kind of trapped in her, religious beliefs or whatever. She thinks she'll, still move forward and make money, but she's feeling pressured. She's feeling bullied a little bit.
It's funny that you say that she's being rigid. I get that she's arrogant and above it. Almost like, yeah, so what do you peasants know? You know what I mean? Like kind of like that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he could have gotten Lara Trump to sing at his inauguration.
Speaking of singers, Jen, did you see the Roseanne Barr music video?
No.
I can't play it here because I don't want you to get a copyright infringement or whatever, but what a hot mess that was. I guess she made a rap video to punch at Eminem. I'm like, girl, you took a baseball bat to a hornet's nest because Eminem don't play. She had the blonde, long cornrows in her hair. I'm talking long, like down to here. Rapping, dressed like a 1980s rapper with the huge gold chain. I mean, it was insanity. I was like, how somebody take the drugs and the freaking booze away from this woman, because she's going to end up unaliving herself. It was just, I'll show it to you in the after show, but oh my God. I'm like, she's not right in the head at all. At all. Yeah, it looked like an SNL skit on steroids. It was bad.
Oh.
And it was all to talk crap about Eminem, I guess. And it's like, ooh, girl.
Yeah, Garth and Trisha Yearwood are Democrats. They performed at Carter's funeral. Will Trump have a presidential library? Or will he just have a little bookshelf in his toilet? By his toilet. Will he have a presidential library?
If he can figure out how to grift more from his idiots, he'll get the money, but he'll never build it. It's another grift, which I know that they're supposed to pay for that, but it's almost like he tries to fundraise to raise money, but it never comes to fruition. See?
I don't think he will either, after, everybody will see him differently for stealing from America and the treason, the betrayal, and, swaying. I don't think he'll have one, but there's a good chance he's going to end up in some legal libraries. He'll be the number one topic that's
They'll be studying him in law school for decades.
Forever.
As part of the failures of United States justice systems and the failures of the Supreme Court under what he did.
So many of the questions would depend on Trump getting sworn in. So I almost hesitate to look at them because we're getting that he won't. Why were there no names on the invitations to the inauguration? No Trump or Vance names on the inauguration. Now, the committee that wrote up the invitations, it was 3 Democrats and Moses Mike. Why were there no names? And Moses Mike apparently didn't proofread it to see that the names were left off. That's right, lucky girl. Trump's library will be in the shitter, as Jasmine Crockett calls it. I believe he had those in his shitter.
Yeah. I mean, freaking call it out.
I love that. I love that woman. I hope she continues to climb politically. She's awesome. She brings me much laughter and joy watching clips of her. Sarpies included in J-Lo. Why are there no names on the inauguration invitations? This is intentional. Are you getting that? It's intentional.
Go ahead.
You know, a little bit afraid of causing a disruption if they put who actually should be inaugurated on it, is what I'm getting. Like, don't want to cause a insurrection, but it was an intentional manipulation done in secret because of details that they were aware of that worked together on this committee to strike that off. And it's because of who had the strength of America behind them. And they deliberately blocked Trump and Vance's names out and changed it. If they had changed it and put names on it, it would have been who actually won. That's what I'm getting.
I get the anchor, the storks, the snake, the book, and the heart. So why were the names not on the invitation? Because we know you committed treason. We know. We know what you did. We know that you achieved something that you changed to make an improvement for yourself that was false, and you try to keep it secret. We know, and it's going to come out. It's right. It's like they're trolling. This is in the center. It's like they're trolling him. They're trolling him because they know what he did, and they know that he's too stupid to realize that he's been caught. It's expert level trolling. He's
not gonna proof it or anything. He's just.
Jen, you're talking about a guy that wouldn't let the stimulus checks go out until he signed them.
Yeah, so he had his name on them.
Somebody on his team proofread the invitation and brought it up to his attention. Hey, your name isn't on here.
Because he's hired a bunch of idiots that all think, they're so important and stuff. They don't pay attention to the details.
I'm just, God, Lord, please.
Did you see Musk's rocket exploding this week?
Yeah, somebody, I think it was you or Stephanie that sent me a link, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the it disrupted air flights from like Florida to the Bahamas and stuff. They were worried about debris falling and everything, but I mean, it's quite pretty, this, but dangerous. Are we going to see more explosions from his little star, whatever it's called? It's a division of Starlink. I forget what the rocket's called. Star
Did you
something.
see that the battery plant here in California for his stuff caught on fire?
No, in the California fires.
I think it was separate. That was a whole new fire.
Oh, like somewhere else.
I forget where it was here in California, but it was the battery plant or whatever. That whole thing caught fire.
It's SpaceX, but the rocket had a name, Star something. Not Starlink, Star something else. But it's part of SpaceX. It's up near San Francisco, the battery.
Yeah, the San Francisco area.
Wow.
I saw it on TikTok, but I didn't catch where it was. I just saw that I thought it was LA because it was popping up with all the LA fires. So I guess it's up north in the Bay Area. The lithium factory.
Intentional.
The lithium factory in California just up in flames. Oh, there's Monterey. Ooh.
Oh, Jasmine Crockett's posting about Trump's confession tonight. There we go.
What? No.
Go, Jasmine. You go.
Wait, what did that comment say, Jenny? Because I missed it.
Scrolling up. I didn't even catch who said it.
You know that shit's going to catch like wildfire. You know it. You know it.
Ink and Flames. Jasmine Crockett is posting about Trump's confession tonight. They saw it.
You can't do anything. The votes were already certified. And here you go. You have the right to remain silent, you dumb piece of shit. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, blah, 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 blah. And on and on and on with his Miranda rights until they cuff the mother effer. And here's another thing. Judge Mershon didn't sentence him to prison. However, there's a stipulation if you do one more thing, your ass is going to prison. And I said in my grand tableau last year, that's still applicable now. The law doesn't catch up to him till this year. It catches up is when he goes into isolation. So we'll see. I could just be dreaming, but
I have to see what that. Right, that's driving me nuts. I can't think of it.
Yeah, please let me know because I don't have X or anything. I deleted that crap. Yes, Wheezy, he has the right to remain silent, but not the ability. And what did I tell you in that grand tableau for those that have been around for a while? He'll have more indictments. And Johnny said it too. He'll have more indictments after this election because he's going to do it again. Come over, Caligula. That's the best one I've heard. You're going out to the cornfields.
I can't find it. Must have been a while back that I tweeted you. I just thought it was interesting after all this that Joe brought up in his farewell address.
Going viral. And you guys remember, today is National Popcorn Day, so I don't know what tomorrow is, but make International Popcorn Day up until tomorrow.
I can't find it. So we're going to have more rockets blowing up.
Come on, baby. You're a big girl. You can get up
with
here.
SpaceX.
Come on. Come on, mamas. You're a 102-pound dog, and you can't get up on the bed. Are you a baby? Are you a baby? Are you a baby? Come on. Come on, mamas.
Yeah, it should have been bigger news because he has government contracts. His rocket crashing should be bigger news. I'm getting that I'm not getting more explosions, but I'm getting that he's gonna have all his contracts looked into.
Well, they
For me,
already.
the lovers' contracts, like looking into his contracts and questioning it, um, sending him packing after Kamala's in here. Um, there's something that needs changing in the rockets, but I don't think they give him time to fix it. Right, Braxie?
Right, baby? Say yes, Auntie. Look, there's Auntie Biscuits. You see Auntie Biscuits?
I don't have any kitties around me tonight. They're all upstairs in bed because the heat rises, so it's warmer upstairs.
I don't have any food. I already gave you all the food. You had sweet potatoes, you had fish, and you had din. You had an egg. I get yes. And that's about it.
Starship spacecraft. Thank you, Beth. Beth Cat. Will we ever see volume 2 of Jack Smith's report, which is on the documents case?
Oh, I thought I had seen something where she didn't want to get overturned by the 11th Circuit a fourth time. So she's going to let it go.
What I saw was I saw a thing with Glenn Kirshner talking to Brian Tyler Cohen, and they were talking about Jack. The DOJ should drop that case in Florida and release the documents because then she's completely out of it, and they don't have to wait for appeals and all that. Okay, just drop the case and release it so that we can see what Trump did. But will we see it? Yeah, that we need to get that trending #1 on every social media thing about Trump admitting to Elon helping him rig the election.
And he only mentions Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And there's 7 swing states, y'all. He did it in every single one. Hell, they did it here in California. If you looked at the map, only a tiny little sliver up the coast. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I will die on that hill. That is not California. I can see the Central Valley, but not the entire state.
I mean, you look at North Carolina, what they're trying to do to the lady that won the Supreme Court seat for the state Supreme Court. And down ballot, they had all these Democrats win, and yet Kamala didn't win. Bullshit. That was his last rally. It was so tiny.
He didn't even want to go on stage.
He didn't want to go on stage because it was so tiny. Oh, BBC headline 2 days ago: U.S. grounds SpaceX Starship after test flight explosion. Good, they should. Because all that debris raining down, that was scary. Like, where's it landing? Will we see volume 2 of Jack Smith's report?
Guilty of chronic repeated fraud and manipulation. Yes. Guilty, fraud, manipulation, which we know wasn't really fraud in the documents case, but he was trying to squirrel around it, obstructing justice. And there's a pattern to it. There's a pattern to his criminality.
Yeah, doing what he's always doing. There's
repetitive. If he's breathing, he's committing a crime, guaranteed.
Yeah. And lying. It's like Trump and the bully, yes. And the work with this is not finished. So I think he'll end up probably facing those charges again. But that's a big yes. We'll see it. They'll hang on to all the evidence, and it just puts another knife in the back to him with Americans, because they see what he's been doing.
For
He's
the Fox,
done.
for the Fox, that's the spy card as well. So it would apply to espionage, because the Fox is not like the snake. The Fox is very covert. You don't see it. It's not hidden.
Yeah.
It's like camouflaged. You can't really see it. So that's why that's my spy card, because it's very resourceful and sneaky.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it'll show that he's guilty of espionage repeatedly. So it's not just stealing the documents and hiding them. There's probably stuff in there that I'm even wondering if they're going to release it all to the public because of national security risks of what he did.
Yeah, there'll have to be some reductions, because I'm sure, like, there's probably some names of some of our people that work overseas in those documents that they've got to protect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since it's Inauguration Day tomorrow, what does Spirit want us to know to get ready for tomorrow? Our final question.
That's a good one.
What do we need to know about tomorrow? And then I'm going to get on my social media and help that go viral. You know how you're always getting the trap with the Lenormand? I'm getting a trap.
Really?
With tarot. Yeah.
I got the scythe, the moon, the coffin, heart, and clover. There's going to be a shock and a surprise, because it ends in the clover, which would be a surprise, luck, opportunity, whatever. Don't get depressed. Don't, stay out of dangerous environments, if you will. If you are in the DC metro area, Virginia, anywhere around there, don't go out. Stay indoors. Also, perhaps there's a message here about shutting off the television. Scythe, moon would be media. Okay, media, television, turn it off. And focus on centering yourself emotionally. Don't stay balanced. Don't get crazy. Heart and clover, I think we're in for a much desired surprise. But again, don't get upset if it doesn't come. But it's ending in a desired surprise, desired luck. Okay. Don't get nervous. Don't get depressed. Take deep breaths. Don't shit your pants. Okay. Just
if it doesn't happen, we're gonna get through it. For he won't last 4 years anyway. His health won't help him last.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's interesting, because the Four of Pentacles for me is about hold it close to your heart chakra. Take care of your heart. But this is also like hang on, something's getting ready to happen. I'm getting there's a trap that he doesn't see coming. As he's going to the White House or whatever, they've been working on this. It's been complete for a long time. They've got all the details. They're just, hey, here's the invitation to my inauguration. Come on, fool. There could be a lot of chaos. There could be a lot of unease as we go through a transition. This is not going to be easy, but they're saying stay strong, stay clear-headed, and stay joyful.
Yep. It's
no matter what happens, because there's free will at play. They could at the last minute decide not to do something, but
I just don't see how.
after he told on himself, I don't see how they can ignore that.
And it's not just here, Jen. Elon Musk has been selling this to our allies in our allied countries, selling this information on how to manipulate it and get away with it to subvert democracy abroad,
bragging on himself to be able to do it.
He's taking, look, we know how to do it, give me some money and I'll help you do it here too. So it's not just a domestic problem, it's now a global problem, because you have the ketamine king high as a freaking kite. His ego is bigger than the entire solar system, thinking that he bought America, he might as well buy other countries too, and he's blatantly and brazenly helping to undermine democracy, not just here, but abroad as well. This is something we can't just sweep under the rug and be like, oh, sorry, you're going to have to deal with our problem over there. That's ours.
Elon's another Putin, and they need to arrest him for treason, and
it's not just a domestic. And then, you see all that stuff that's coming out with all of our NATO allies. Here's another thing, Jen. And like I said, I'm going to ride this train all the way till the wheels fall off tomorrow, especially after that confession tonight. But what I'm saying is, all these executive orders that Biden has put in at the last minute that have to do with, I sent you the one today about Section E of that one that talks specifically about tampering with the outcomes of elections or messing with the machines to mess up elections. And then you have the SEC filing a lawsuit against Elon Musk. Why would the SEC be filing a lawsuit against Elon Musk if Trump's going to come in and just rip it up and wipe his ass with it? Right. You know what I mean?
But they know that it's not going to go away.
So it's not just our democracy at stake. It's our allies as well that we have an obligation to, and I saw something on TikTok today that really disheartened me. It was, who's the White House press conference lady? Pierre, what's her name?
Yeah.
And she got a question from a reporter that said, you guys have been sitting here telling the American public what a danger Donald Trump and Project 2025 is to American democracy and America's rights. How do you square that with just being okay with him being inaugurated tomorrow? You know what her answer was? Well, I can tell you how I can square that. That's what America voted for. And I was like, I got so disheartened when I heard that. But then I had to stop and I had to think about it. I'm like, okay, first of all, she's not privy to what's going on. Her job is to sit up there and spin it. She wouldn't have that level of classification. And oh, by the way, here's Trump on a video saying, yeah, we stole it, so
it's not her place to call out election integrity. So even if she knew something, she's not going to, open it up. That's going to come from like national security or something.
Intelligence somewhere, CIA, FBI, DOJ, Department of Homeland Security, the DNI's office, the Director of National Intelligence. Pick an ABC letter, one of those. It's not going to come from Biden or Harris or the press secretary. But hearing that, I got really disheartened. And then just a couple hours later, there was a stupid son of a bitch. Yeah, the machines that count the votes. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, there he goes.
So with Trump supposedly coming back in, Rachel Maddow said that she was going to be back on every night again, which is awesome because I've missed her, only having her on Monday nights. But if this shit hits the fan tomorrow, like we think it is, Rachel's going to be on every night, like trying to get to the bottom of everything he's done.
And I will say this. If the shit hits the fan tomorrow, I'm only available for a certain amount of time because I'm going to the Barnes and Noble's release party tomorrow at 6:00 my time, which would be 9:00 on the East Coast. And they can't sell me the freaking book until 9:00. So I will not be available.
Well, if anything happens by noon tomorrow, we'll try to go live together at, afterwards. If it doesn't, then we promise we need our shoes on if he gets sworn in. So
I mean,
tune in next Sunday to watch us eat our shoes if he gets sworn in tomorrow. I'm not going to believe it.
Not after that admission.
Thank you to Candace, Courtney Elf, Summerland Girl, Wendy, Valeska, Roberta, Courtney Elf again, Mary Jo, Jill, Catherine, Rose, Patricia, Summerland Girl again. Y'all are double super chatting me. Joanne, Orchid Lily, Harriet. Oh my goodness. Acadian Proud. I should have been thinking as we went along. Karen, Big Dog Mom, Uma. Hey, Uma. Anita, Judy, Cindy L, Rose again, and R.D. Lewis. Thank you all for the super chats tonight and for hanging with us. It's been fun doing these Sunday nights. We miss Johnny, of course, but
I'm sure that if the shit hits the fan, Johnny will be back on going, where's the tea?
If they swear him in tomorrow, be ready for a lot of F-bombs next Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
Because I told Jenny, I've told my friend Stephanie, I've told Mom, I've told everybody, with the amount of crap that we saw happen, that they have been aware of. They put sanctions on other countries, Iran, Russia, and all this other stuff. He's out there admitting to what he did. And you do nothing, I will forever hang my head in shame of this effing country. I really
don't. You know, when this goes, because it's going viral, it's going to go viral in other countries too because of Elon being involved, and they do not like Elon getting messed up in their politics.
They've already called him out, Jen.
Yeah.
16 countries, that's 2 of my hands plus 1 of yours, have specifically called him out.
Here, I'll do it this way.
16 countries have called him out by name for election interference and tampering with their stuff. 16.
Thank you, Lucky McLucky.
It's not just us.
Yeah. So stay tuned. It ain't over. And go watch Cosmic Owl Astrology. They keep saying it ain't over. It's gonna be real interesting. Thank you, Carmen. You guys have a one.
If I may, I don't know if you remember her, Jenny, but Rosie, remember Rosie from way back in the day? She's back on YouTube, and she did a couple of grand tableaus on Trump. She does the 9 by 4. Different format, but it's still the Lennies. So find that video on her channel. I forget what it's titled, but she's wearing like a leopard print sweater. Is
Rosie Insights.
Yeah, Rosie Insights. She's wearing a leopard print sweater in the video. I forget the title, but it does not say Grand Tableau. It says something else. But she did 2 grand tableaus, and she goes over them pretty quick. About stuff, so I'm telling you, I'm riding that mother effing train till the wheels fall off tomorrow, girlfriend. Till the wheels fall off. So,
well, next week on Becca's channel, stay tuned. If anything exciting happens tomorrow, we'll try to go live, even if it's for 30 minutes to woohoo. Thank you, Patty.
And I'm at the bookstore. When I come back, I have 3 bottles of champagne in my damn bar fridge and whiskey. I will be getting shit-faced. And I'm not kidding, because it would be the greatest takedown of all takedowns, So just be forewarned.
Thank you all. We'll see you next Sunday on Becca's channel, House of Lenormand.
And Braxie too. Little second.
And Braxie too.
See, bye-bye.
Bye, Braxie.